bringing up the next point, and that was that Ollie says to me, I'm trying to show my son I love him today by talking about this because he needs time. I want him to have the rest of his life. I want him to have those 3 decades. I want to say that I'm sorry. I want him to know that I can love him differently, that he doesn't have to do anything right anymore. I don't care about right. What does he feel? What does he think? I want to know what he thinks. I want to know what he feels. And so I relay that to Richard, and Richard looks at me, and it's just like,
uh-oh.
Like it's just a stare. So his spirit guide stepped in and said, our turn. So I listened to them, and they said, the most that Richard has felt his whole life is anger, and he doesn't understand the 15 forms of anger. You're going to have to discuss anger. And so I'm like, okay. So I said, Richard, is it okay if right now, after Ollie talks about this with you, that we talk about that there are 15 forms of anger? Would that help? And he just goes, yes. Yes, that would. And I said, is it correct that it's the go-to emotion from the moment you get up all through your day? It could be that it's a great day. You got your coffee. You shoveled the driveway because it's winter, wherever. And he goes, yeah, I don't want to disclose anything, but it's winter. And I said, so it can be a wonderful day. You made breakfast. There's been no interactions with humans so far. So as far as you're concerned, it's been a good day. And he goes, did you just say there's been no interactions with humans so far? And I said, well, yeah, that would be where you consider things a good day. But as soon as you have to have an interaction with your wife or anybody, it's all downhill. As soon as you think that you have to speak to your wife, you go into anger. You're prepared for anything to make sure that you're going to be on your agenda of what's right. And he's like, that's really true. My wife says she can't even approach me. And I said, I think you need help to understand those forms of anger.
I need pelvic therapy after just listening to you talk about this. Holy fuck. If anyone wants to take a time out just to unclench your ass right now, go ahead. We're talking about safety.
Yeah, and you're talking about the pelvic, and I'm thinking, I'm laughing because I'm thinking, yeah, okay, I totally get that because that's where I clenched.
Well, and
pelvis.
A spouse who can't even approach their partner, that's the pelvic bowl, by the way. You clench immediately.
And he's clenching.
Both of them.
Yeah, and he's clenching in particular all in the neck, all through the throat chakra, all through the chest area, all across his heart. He lifts weights, but he's got like tight muscles in the chest, his shoulders, and his upper back. And so my back starts freaking aching. And I'm like, okay, Richard, I need to ask you because I have synesthesia. Do you have an aching back and neck? And he goes, oh yeah, that's just chronic. And I'm like, I bet it is. And he goes, well, what do you mean? And I said, well, we are working in that part of your body as we're talking about processing emotions. And the fact that the only ones you're ever comfortable processing are all of the ones in the anger jar, like the 15. Like you just spin, you just, it's like bingo. You just put your hand in one jar and just pull out of one jar.
It's like the whole adrenal area of the back.
And that came up to tell him about adrenal support and seeing a naturopathic doctor, 100%. That was part of the session. So people are hearing that, we do past lives, patterns, medium, medical, and that everything gets thrown together. That's why consent is for every single modality we do, because it does bring all of them in.
I wonder if regular listeners are like waiting to hit the timer. When are they going to say the word consent? Yeah. No one's brought up Patricia Evans' name yet. Let's throw that out there.
You did.
In case you were waiting for that bingo square.
Yes. Well, we should make a bingo card for our clients
who listen,
and for our funny listeners, and have Patricia Evans, the nice girl syndrome, and they could play bingo as they listen to our shows. A laughter, Karen's laughter, Kelly's laughter, Kelly's eye roll.
Yes.
You know what? One of the listeners is going to make up that card.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be Sherry.
It'll be Sherry?
For sure.
I think it might be Julie or Jim.
Yeah, fair.
There's a few that
okay.
I think, Karen, there's a few that might send it our way.